Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Week 17, live NFL picks for you. Your man Buck right here. My man Rhea right here. Coming at you live from Siberia. We're taking the picks in a bunker underground. No, I'm just kidding. We're in New York, but it is cold as heck. Thursday night football just passed. Seahawks squeaked one out against the Bears. We had games on Christmas. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. Chiefs got the win. Ravens beat the Texans in Houston. So, good games there all around. As we move on, we have some Saturday games this week. 3 of them, to be exact. So we got 3 Saturday games. And if I'm not mistaken, 9 Sunday games. So that's 12 games total this weekend. Week 17, 2024 NFL season. And we're picking them here for you live together.
Let's do it.
All right, brother, man. What's this one? I'm gonna let you kick us off.
Yeah.
We got, guys, and if you're watching, then you obviously know we got Chargers Patriots 1 o'clock game Saturday, December 28th. Chargers at Patriots.
Yeah. So it's the first of 3 games Saturday. In New England. New England covered last week, which was kind of a surprise against Buffalo. They were what?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I wasn't sure how that one was gonna go, but they played well enough to when they were leading early.
If we would have lost that one, we might have had to stop making picks forever. But
yeah, but no, this is an interesting game. Chargers are 4-point favorites. I'm gonna take the Chargers -4 here. I hope I don't get burned. This one I'm picking more in my heart than my mind, just because we both are big Charger guys.
Heart and mind.
Fans have been
It's a
watching
good
enough.
pick.
Yeah, they know. So I'm gonna take
it's weird
Chargers
that it's in New
-4.
England, but Chargers should win this one by 4.
I agree. This is a game to get in the playoffs. They gotta win this game.
And I don't want to hear nothing about cold. Because, it's that time of the year. You're a playoff team, and it's the freaking Patriots.
Exactly. And Chargers are kind of like they're a run-heavy physical team.
That's true.
And a
That's
Harbaugh team is built for the cold.
That's very true.
So I'm going to take the -4. Over under 42.5.
As you do it, so we don't forget.
Yep.
You want to do that?
I'm going to take a -4. But over under 42.5, that's a tough one. I'm trying to think. The game last week, 24-1. Yeah, I'll take the under. I'm going to take under 42.5. And then Chargers, obviously, money line. What are you thinking?
2 good defenses.
Yeah.
It's not a bad pick.
Yeah.
And then you got the Chargers money line.
Yep.
When I look at this game, honestly, I might have to be with you the same. I definitely like the Chargers to win. I know that. And I know, all right, why? Well, Chargers got to solidify their position. They're versing a team that they should beat at least 8, 9 times out of 10. Mm-hmm. And even though they're on the road, and I know they have a few injuries, Chargers are the better team. It just hasn't been the Patriots here. I like the Chargers money line. Mm-hmm. I like the Chargers -4. I'd actually be very surprised if the Patriots even, cover the +4. Mm-hmm. And as far as over/under 42.5, you guys all know I like those overs. And this one's not that high, but it's a cold game. 2 decent defenses. I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes under. So I'm feeling the under 2 in this one for some reason.
All right, look at that. We're both fucking starting off with the same idea.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it.
Okay.
Moving on, we got Denver Broncos at Cincinnati Bengals. Maybe game of the week for a game of the day for Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a good game. Mm-hmm. 4:30 game, Broncos Bengals in Cincinnati. -3.5 for the Bengals. Over/under's 49.5, and then pretty close odds with the money line. When I see this one, guys, I think I already picked the Bengals in my weekly pick'em game, but man, Broncos should win this game. It's weird to me that they're even underdogs in this. They're the team with the better record. They've had a better year. Arguably, I would like to see what both their points per game is offensively, because I wouldn't be surprised if Broncos put up more points a game than the Bengals. Better defense, that's for sure. So with that said, I'm going to give the Broncos the +3.5. I'm going to take the under 49.5 for one reason. I could see it being 45. You know what I mean? But 49.5 is a tad bit high. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I think. Under 49.5. And watch this. I'm a bug you guys out on this one. Broncos money line. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. I like the way the Broncos been playing this year.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bad pick. They've been a little up and down. That game, they probably should have beat the Chargers last week. They were winning that game early, pretty big.
It's true.
Chargers came back, played well. Their defense faltered a little bit, which was surprising because, like you said, Denver's defense has been good all year. I'm going to revert against you though here. I'm going to take Cincy. I think they're hot, and they got to win out if they want any chance of playoffs. It's
Can
crazy.
they still make the playoffs?
If they win this game, they have a decent shot because they're fighting with the Broncos.
Insane.
Yeah, I know. Crazy to think about. So that's why I think I'm going to take them here. I'm going to take Cincinnati spread minus 3.5. I think Burrow's been hot. I think their defense has played a little better last week, although their defense isn't good. I'm not saying that.
Who, the Bengals?
Yeah, I'm going to take the over though.
It's
I'm
true.
going to take the over. And then I'm going to take the Bengals money line. So
we're
we're
over 49.5, huh? That's
yep.
a ballsy one.
Yep, we're going against each other here. We got the complete opposite.
Someone's going to
picks.
be right.
So we had the same picks for 1 p.m. and as soon as we got to the second round, we went completely opposite. So let's see who gets
That's
it.
it, brother. Yo, you know what though? With that said, Fuimon, that's a tough game. That's a good game.
It's
a very
good game.
It's gonna be a fun game.
For ball knowers, no, that's a good game. You know,
it's a great game. And you know what? When it's funny because when I see 49.5, that's high, but two great offenses.
Yeah.
See where this one goes.
Yep.
Lead us on, Mr. Reed.
Yeah.
Who's the last game?
8 p.m. Saturday night. We got the Cardinals going to LA, division rival, playing the Rams. Cardinals just got eliminated last week. They were what, 6-4 a few weeks ago or whatever, and they were first in division. A few weeks later, they're out of it.
If I could be wrong, I saw a quick stat in tonight's game. Seahawks did end up winning tonight.
I did.
I don't know if they would have lost tonight, they would have been eliminated. But now they need the Rams to lose this game, which they're favorited by 6.5, folks.
Yep.
And the favorite
in
6.5 is the favorite
in
LA. That's crazy against a team who's already been eliminated.
Yeah, I don't love the 6.5. I feel good about the Rams winning, but here's my picks. I'm gonna go with Cardinals plus 6.5.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Even though they have nothing left to play for?
Yeah, I think they'll play
those division games.
Tight game.
Those division games.
And Rams could be a little, I don't know, they can be weird at times. So, and not even just that, I think the Cardinals will play them tough just because it's a divisional game, like you said, on a Saturday night prime time.
Cardinals look good.
Yeah.
Who they just were in a good game with last week? Was that the Panthers or? They were just in a high scoring game against. That was the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
Dude, if they play like that,
right?
That was good.
That being said, I don't think they're going to play that style, so I am going to take the under here.
Okay.
But I do think it'll be relatively tight. So I got Arizona plus 6.5. We got the under 48, and then we're taking the Rams money line. Buck, what you feeling?
Oh, and you got the Rams money line?
Yep.
Rams all right, see, that's crazy because, all right, guys, I'm not going to get too much into this game, but when I look at it, my first gut instinct is Rams money line.
Okay.
Under 48.5, strictly because, not because shitting on their offensive, it's going to be a tight game. I feel it's going to be a tough game, division games. Right. So under 49, it's a lot, 48. And then I'm going to give the Cardinals the 6.5, but something's telling me that half a point might save their ass. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams win by like 6, 5, 7, somewhere around there.
That's what I was going to say, because I think it's tough because a tight game could still finish with a 7-point spread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what makes it hard, right? Yeah, because there's games that can
go
down to the wire.
For the Cardinals.
Well, right. But that's what I mean. There's a game where like this game could be 27-20. And you think like, oh wow, that like there was like that's a large spread difference. Like it covered, but at the same time, that's a close game, right? So that's what makes this one hard. But
it's kind of funny that the pro handicappers see this game kind of exactly like me and Rhea kind of see it playing out in our heads.
Right, 6.5. We're taking Arizona. That might bite us, but we're aligned here on all three, so that's nice.
We've been doing good so far, so let's keep it up.
60%, guys. We want 60% or more. That's where we've been. That's where we're trying to keep going further.
I know we don't have the paperwork to go over last week's, but if you guys watch the video for week 16, very solid, very solid. High above 500 on all three point spreads, over-unders, and money lines.
We keep all the receipts, so it's all there.
Well, that leads us to Sunday, December 29th, the last Sunday slate of games of 2024, guys, of the 2024 NFL season. Kicking us off, only 9 games this Sunday, guys. Remember that. A lot of games played throughout random days this week. 1 o'clock p.m. is the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. I'll even let you pick this first, but let me say this for you and you. Last week, there was a game in Buffalo against a shitty team, and they're like, oh, minus 1,000, minus 1,400, and Patriots were up most of the game.
I know.
With that said, I feel like, and the Jets are a better team than the Patriots are, I feel like this might be a full opposite. I think Bills might just handily beat them this one. Just to fool
I was
people
afraid
out
you
of
were
their
going to
money.
take the Jets because you
Just to
took the
fool-
Jets
yeah,
last
yeah,
week,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
tried to warn you.
Dude,
I tried to warn you.
When I heard you, it stuck in my head. I go, I'm picking the Jets. I hear Sarah go, oh, and he goes, wow. He was like, what the hell? And you know what, guys? I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong. The next thing this man said right after that was Rams -3, confident pick of the week, and they fucking nailed it. They hammered it.
I don't bet on the Jets. That's a pro handicapper tip
That's
right
a smart
there.
move. It's a smart move.
Yeah.
Guys, all right, so I'll be quick with this one. So and this isn't even like intelligent advice. It's just more from my heart.
Here.
I feel like the Bills, because last week people were gonna say, oh, the Patriots were close to them. Let's give the Jets the points. I got Bills -9.5. Okay. I got Bills -10. I got Bills -14 in my own spread. I got over 46.5 because even in the snow, in the cold, outdoor. Why? Because I've been telling you guys for weeks now, Jets offense has looked a little better. Bills offense looks good. Bills defense isn't the greatest. And Bills money line.
Okay. All right.
What do you think,
this
Izzy?
this is a difficult one. Yeah, Izzy, what do you think?
Izzy, what do you think? Go Jets!
Yeah,
Get the fuck
special
out of
guest
here.
appearance.
I know I'm playing.
No, so you know what? I'm gonna take the Bills -9.5 again. I know I took.
I
them
like it this week.
I know
bro.
I took them at -14 last week, and that was one of the few that
was
me.
rare.
But I'm gonna take them again at home. Jets. I mean, what are they even playing for at this point? Their
true.
team's all discombobulated. So I'm gonna take that.
Bills need to also start putting these in the bank and showing off before the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, they might. Can they sit their stars next week? They can fight
Well,
for
yeah.
them.
Well, they're not. They can't get the 1 seed anymore.
So
Chiefs
maybe-
wrapped it
so
up today.
maybe.
Or Wednesday.
Wouldn't
But
be
yeah,
surprised
I'm
if
gonna
they
take
show out this week.
I'm going to take the Bills -9.5. I thought their defense played a little better last week. I hope that continues. I'm going to take the over 46.5. I could see this being like a Bills 30-17 type of win or something pretty high scoring. And I'm going to take obviously Bills money line. But for a lot of the same reasons you said, I think Bills will play better all around and ultimately get the victory.
You took the over.
Took the over. Yep,
46.5.
we're aligned here.
I
We're aligned
like,
here.
for whatever it's worth, guys, and Mr. Rhea, I like Bills -9.5 and Bills money line more than I like the over under in this one because it's kind of unpredictable. But I like that we both have the over.
Yep. Let's move on. Your favorite game of the week.
All right, guys. Indianapolis Colts at New York Giants. Is it true the Giants haven't won a game at home all year? I looked up on Google. It said 0-8
games and they lost them all.
God bless them. God bless them. That's a real fan for you guys.
Yeah,
out
true.
there.
Shout out to the season ticket holders of the Giants that are still showing up.
All you dudes out there who claim you like football, that's a true fan right there.
Better man than me and woman. Better man and woman.
Better man, woman. Giants, Colts in New York. Giants getting +7.5 points. Over under 40. I like the over. Put me down for the over 40. Money line, it is what it is. You can tell by the spread. It's a little spread out. Guys, as much as I want to give the Giants the 7.5 here, I feel like it'd be better if they just lose. You know what I mean? Can Colts make the playoffs?
Yeah, they're still technically.
They can because they won last week,
Yeah,
right?
they're 7-8, I think.
You know, it's a lot. 7.5 is a lot, but I do think the Colts win by maybe like a little more than that. I got Colts -7.5. Over 40. I think Richardson puts up 20 to 21, and then hopefully the Giants can put up another 20. And I got the Colts money line on this one.
Okay.
Giants, better year ahead. Did you hear there was some crazy shit going on ESPN about if with the Barkley contract, if the Giants beat the Eagles the last game of the year, they can't get a top 3 pick no matter what happens.
Really?
It must be something in the contract, and they said that'll prevent them from getting their future QB. With that said, I think that's a little far-fetched. I think that's looking too far ahead.
I don't even
you
know if
what
that's
I mean?
a contract thing or just from winning and their record.
The record, maybe the record.
Because
It
there's
was
a bunch of teams with
something
3
quick
wins.
I saw.
Yeah,
I don't
that's a
think that's going to
contract
happen.
thing. Yeah, I think that's
I
more
said to
about
my
their
brother. My
record.
brother was like, I even think the Eagles' backups would be a good game with the Giants if they, for whatever reason, they did sit them. But it doesn't even sound smart. You know what I mean? If they were to do that, just think about the next game this year. Don't think about next year.
Agreed. But,
So that's my picks. What are you thinking, Mr. Burns?
yeah, I'm going with pretty much the same. We got burned last week thinking that they're playing Atlanta with a rookie quarterback. Maybe Drew Lock will cover, and he was awful. 2 pick sixes. So I'm going to take the Colts minus 7.5. I'm going to take the
Which
under.
is pretty high.
It is high.
But
It is high,
you
and
could do it.
Richardson could be sketchy. But I'm going to take the under
Okay.
for that reason. I think this
You've
could
been
end up
good
being-
on those.
I think it could end up being
You've been good on those.
I think it could end up being like a 30-7 or like 27-7 type of win for Indianapolis. So taking the under, and then taking the Colts money line, of course. So let's just not talk about that game anymore.
Moving on, everyone. 1 p.m. Panthers Buccaneers divisional game in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Panthers, as well, they've been playing, and this is actually the favorite by a little bit, getting +8, and then Bucks coming off a loss against a game they should have won and screwed a lot of people. May I add?
Yeah.
-8 at home. All right. I can kind of see why they had to spread this way. The Bucks will have to come out and show out this game if they want to. I think it's a 50-50 between them and the Falcons to make the
Falcons beat
win
them
the
twice,
division.
Though. That's the problem.
So I
they're
see
not
why
winning.
they have it.
Yeah.
But with that said, I like I said, guys, I don't know if you heard in the past, I don't like looking in the future. I don't like looking in the past too much. I do like the way the Panthers have looked in recent weeks. So I'll give the Panthers the +8 points on the road against their division rivals. Over under 40.5, tad bit high for my liking, but I think both teams can put up points. I'll take the over 48.5. And I got the Bucks winning this one at home against the Panthers.
Yeah,
It's a must-win for them.
I got all the same picks. Bucks money line. I got Panthers +8. I think 8's a little high.
It's high.
It's high.
as fuck.
Yeah, it's high.
It's actually asking more of the Bucks. That's why I'm giving the Panthers the +8. To ask for them to win by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a high spread. And I can see why it is because the Panthers, I mean, let's not forget, right? They had that game versus the Chiefs. They had a couple good game, remember? And then they went and played the Cowboys, and I picked them to win, and they got fucking smoked. Yeah, so like I am a little worried about this one.
They won against the Cardinals.
They did.
Week, but the Bucks are a better team.
The Bucks are definitely a better team. But yeah, I'm going to take the Bucks money line. I'm going to take the Panthers +8, and I'm also going to take the over.
I kind of like that one, guys. I like the
that could be a
the
fun
over-under for that one kind of scares me because 40 is a lot.
it's a
I don't
lot.
even think they covered over 40, whatever it was against the Cowboys, which kind of screwed me. But it is what it is. Said our piece on that one. Cowboys, Eagles. Eagles only favorited by 7. CeeDee Lamb, done for the season. Good season, brother. Heal up. Get better next year.
Yeah.
Eagles trying to fight for the 1 seed. At home.
Keep in mind, I think Kenny Pickett might be starting.
It's that
For
serious?
the Eagles. Yeah, I think Hurts might be out. While
That's
you're talking,
pretty important.
Let me double check that. But
Even without Pickett or Hurts, guys, I kind of like the over 38.5 in this one. It's favorited for whatever that's worth on this website we're looking at. I like the Eagles to win money line. Cowboys have looked very good. So winning very surprising games ever since Rush has been in. The defense has looked absolutely terrific. They're going to play the Eagles very hard. Trying to play spoiler here. Cowboys been eliminated from the playoffs. But the tricky one here, guys, is they got the Eagles -7. And don't take like the last game against the Commanders for too much for granted because let's be honest, Commanders had 5 turnovers, which says a lot about the Eagles defense. And if Hurts played that game, I think the Eagles win. And maybe not by 7, but they win the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. All Devontae Smith just had to catch 1 ball. The defense just had to make 1 stop, and they still would have won, even with a backup like Kenny Pickett. Yep. Any word on if he's playing?
It says he didn't practice
today. It's really in the air?
Yeah, he didn't practice today, and it's up in the air.
Mystic Buck here. I'm calling it, guys. I think he plays. If they didn't have a fight for the 1 seed, whatever. Mahomes came back. He played the last 2 games after a bad injury. I know concussions are a little different, but I have a feeling Hurts plays because he looked pretty good when he got up from the last one. He got up, he gave the thumbs up.
What are we thinking?
I think I'm going to give the Cowboys the +7, and it's going to screw me because Eagles are going to win by like between 7 to 10. Not by 2 touchdowns, not by much, but I am going to give the Cowboys +7 strictly off. The Cowboys have looked pretty decent the last few weeks. And without Lamb, so I might need some luck on that one, guys. Be careful, be wary if you follow that pick.
And then, so you're going Dallas +7 over 38.5?
Over 38
and
and a
Eagles
half,
money line.
Eagles money line.
Okay. Awesome.
Eagles bank another win.
All right, cool. I'm going to... Yeah, the Hurts thing is tough. Because if I knew Pickett was starting...
That's really tough.
Right? If we knew Pickett was starting, I'm probably taking Cowboys +7.
And mind you, Lamb's out, though.
He
That's
is,
what's
but he
pissing
missed
me
most
off.
of the last game because he hurt his shoulder.
did
he had a
he?
big
He
first
didn't play?
half. Didn't even play like the whole second half. And they still beat Tampa. So, I think they're better than their record shows. Dallas, don't think they're a great team, but they do have
agree.
talent there. That being said, I'm just going to take the Eagles -7 and run with it.
Okay.
Might regret it, but I'm going to do it. We're going to go Eagles -7.
It pays to go with your heart in your first pick,
Yeah.
and it really does.
Yep, and I'm going to go with the over as well. I know you picked the over too.
Why
And
do you
then
think
Eagles.
over in that one? Because it's a little scary for me with
It
all
is.
these people injured and good defenses.
Here's why. I'm going to tell you why. 38 is low.
That's true.
38,
That's very true.
38
That's
I think
very
is
true.
what the spread was Army-Navy this year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, 38 is low. So that's reason number one. And even if it is Pickett,
40,
there's
41.
still-
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Even
there's
if
just-
it lands
you got
around
Devontae
there.
Smith, Saquon, A.J.
Oh,
Brown.
pieces galore
Like,
on
yeah,
both
there's a
offenses.
lot of pieces that are there. There's a lot of ability to score. And there might even be some defensive touchdowns. Or
That's
or
true.
special
That's a
teams.
great point.
Dallas has great
Especially
special
with
teams.
the 2
Dallas has
backup
great
QBs.
special teams, too,
You
right?
know what I
So
mean?
you
That's
never know
true.
what could happen. I'm going to take the over on 38.
Okay.
And you guys know I'm
And
the
that-
under king. I'm the under king here.
That's
but
true.
I'm
That's
taking
true.
the over.
You
so.
did really good with them last week.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So
That's the reason I was asking, because that makes me feel better. For some reason, I was nervous about it. But let's not forget, they got Turpin, they got Cooks, they got fucking
Yep.
Dowdle, and
Yep.
the Eagles got pieces galore. And like you said, 2 very capable scoring
Yeah.
defenses and special
No,
teams.
I agree.
Maybe the ugliest game of the week until I go over the next one after this. Raiders, Saints in New Orleans. Saints getting a point at home. Guys, what was the Saints-Packers game on Monday? What was that?
It's almost as bad as tonight's game. Maybe
What
it
was that? And I know Kamara didn't play, but that was just utterly embarrassing for the Saints. That wasn't even a watchable game. Credit to the Packers for whatever it's worth, but are the Raiders really favorited on the road, about to win this game? And I think the Saints at least have 4 or 5 wins. The Raiders have like 2.
Yeah.
When I look at this game, guys, I don't highly recommend watching, let alone betting on either of these 2 games. So with that said, I like the Saints +1.
Okay.
I like the under's favored it, and it's 38. I like the under 38, and mind you, I also picked the Jaguars to win point spread and the over last week, and none of them hit. What's it called? Saints +1, under 38, Saints money line.
Oh,
I hope one
man.
of those 3 things
We got a
hit,
big
and I'll be happy.
Spencer Rattler guy here.
Oh, jeez.
Big Spencer Rattler.
Disgusting.
All
Kamara's done, right? I'm assuming.
He might
They
play.
didn't play him last
Yeah,
week.
he might play. We'll see. But all right, I'm going to go against you. I'm going to take the Raiders here.
Because it helped you last week, or because you actually, for a reason?
Because that Saints game was so bad.
It was so
and I know
bad.
Packers are a better team, but I mean,
They
34-0.
didn't look good on
It was
any side of the ball.
atrocious. And it was a short week for them. They played on Monday. Now they're playing on Sunday. So,
That's a great point.
And I think O'Connell played last week for the Raiders, and he's their best option. He should have
That's
started.
true.
He should have
That's true.
started.
They got Myers. They got Abdullah. At least they're pieces.
There's some decent.
Bowers.
And, Madison. But
That's
I'm going to
true.
take the Raiders -1. Probably an ugly game. We're under 38. Gosh. Another one. Seen a lot of 30s here today. A lot of over-unders in the 30s. But
why? I've said this to my brother today, and I'm going to say it to you. Why every championship week of fantasy, the playoffs or shootouts, and then every week 17 is the most low scoring.
Guys are injured.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know.
You ever notice that? It's kind of like that. Like,
I'm going to take the under with you, though. I don't want to keep the fans waiting too long. But we'll do Raiders -1. We'll do the under. And then, obviously, we'll do Raiders money line. But I agree with you. I was thinking about that today about how the fantasy championship tends to be a very lackluster week. But let's keep going. We got Bucks' favorite game, the Titans. The Titans headed to Jacksonville.
Hey, Calvin Ridley helped me in last week. Yeah, at least he did something. Who did the Titans play last week?
Oh, they got blown out by the Colts. Jonathan Taylor
without Levis playing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rudolph played. Yeah.
Okay, guys. You start us off on this one because I need a second to think about this one.
Yeah. So Jaguars are -1 favorites at home. For those who don't know, they're playing Tennessee, division rival, whatever you want to call them, rivals. That Titans game was so bad last week, man.
The Jaguars were much better.
I know, but at least they didn't get freaking ran all over the place. That was really sad to see. But with that being said, after seeing the Titans get embarrassed like that, I think they're decently coached enough where they'll come back and play a little bit better this week. So I'm going to take Tennessee +1.
Respect it.
For the love of God, Tennessee, just play decent. Taking them +1, might regret that. We'll see. I'm also going to take the over. It's 39.5. Two shit teams. I think they'll be able to score on each other. And then I'm going to take the Titans money line. I thought about getting crazy and taking Titans +1 and Jaguars money line just to make it fun. But
imagine it both.
Jaguars win by 1.
It'd be crazy.
But yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Titans. I don't really have a great explanation why, guys. I wouldn't bet on this game if I were you, to be totally honest.
Yes,
but
yes, I agree. I agree.
That's my picks. What you feeling?
Guys, I like the Titans. Rhea had a very great point. Technically, this year, they are the better team than the Jaguars. Have a few better pieces, at least capably.
There was a point in time their defense was
very
decent. Good. I don't know if they have a bunch of guys hurt or what's going on.
Two great receivers, two great running backs, and a decent defense.
Yeah.
They should have more wins than they have and a better year than they have, but it just hasn't been their year.
Yeah. Their quarterback is a problem, but yeah,
that's true.
But
that's
so
true.
is fucking Mac Jones. So
I like Titans money line. If I'm gonna take them to win, I'm gonna give them the +1. And guys, this one, it's every game these teams have played in have been unders. But Rhea had such a good point that both these defenses aren't that great, so they should be able to put up points. I'm gonna take the under. 39.5.
Okay.
Don't feel confident about it, but something in my heart's saying that.
Don't love this one. I'm like, as I'm making this pick, I'm like
it can go either way.
Yeah, I'm getting this image of Mac Jones
either way.
like playing well, and it makes me sick to my stomach. But anyways, let's move on to the 4:00 slate.
Dolphins, Browns, guys. Only 3 games left to pick for Sunday. Let's not forget there's only 9 this week on Sunday. Dolphins, Browns in Cleveland. Wow, look at this. Dolphins favorited in a cold weather game. You guys, I said it on Thanksgiving, and that was when Dolphins were hot. I was like, Tua just has to play good in the cold, a big win. He never plays good in the cold, man. None of that team does.
Yep.
But that said, it's against the Browns.
DTR again.
Dolphins money line, which I don't feel confident about. Browns +6.5. And under 39.5.
Whew. All right. I'm gonna. DTR is really bad, Buck.
Did you hear what I said the other week? I went, Winston's a madman. You're like, and we were like, oh, I think he's mentioned him. And it was like, they're playing Thomas, and I went, I got faith in Thomas. And you went, oh, and I went, DTR. We just both did not feel good about it, man. I don't think that's a great decision.
Dude, me neither. It's
play Winston out.
Exactly. I think if Winston's playing this game, they probably win.
We should have a chance.
Yeah, you have a good chance of winning. I don't really understand the thought behind it. And if there has been a last-minute switch, apologies. But I'm going into this thinking DTR's playing. I don't give a shit if it's -20. I'm taking Tua. And I know how bad he is in the cold, but if that's my quarterback matchup, unless DTR gets benched or hurt, this is going to be an ugly game again. So I'm going to take Miami minus 6.5.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to take the money line, of course. And then I'm going to actually take the under 39.5.
Didn't I take the under too?
You did.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that's scary for.
Yep. The only thing we didn't
Dolphins
agree
game.
there was you had Browns. I got Miami.
Yes,
spread.
for the spread.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Guys, possibly game
This
of the
is the
week
one I was looking
for
forward to.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Packers, Vikings. Packers visiting the Minnesota Vikings. Guess who's the favorite? The visiting team, Packers. By 1, though. When I see this, I'm giving the Vikings the +1.
Yeah,
They have
this
a
is
better record.
disrespectful, right?
Remember last week or 2 weeks ago you were saying, does Vegas know something I don't know?
Yep.
This one kind of scares me a little
It
bit.
does,
Because
right?
when I look at this, I almost want to hammer the Vikings and the +1. Packers coming off a very confident win, though, against the Saints. So that'll probably at least give them the confidence to put up points against a daunting Vikings defense. In Minnesota, though, and the Vikings have to think of another celebration for when they score on defense. In Minnesota, the way they've been playing recently, Vikings +1, Vikings to win money line. I'm not saying they're going to blow them out. Packers are a great team. I just tend to think at this point in time, especially with what's on the line and the way their season's been, Vikings are the better team. So that's why I'm picking them to win slightly. Over under 48, guys. It should hit. The only thing that's scaring me is they both have decent defenses. You know what I mean? That's probably the one I don't feel as confident about. But you know what? I'm going to take the over 48 for the simple fact that it's indoors. It's 2 very capable QBs with a crap ton of talent on offense for both teams. I like the over 48.
All right. Love it. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't even think this is groundbreaking advice. When you got a team that's 13-2, right? 13-2. And I got 2 games. Yeah, 13-2. They already played the team they're playing now and beat them in their stadium. They beat Green Bay.
They beat Green Bay already
earlier
this
year. I
year.
think it was like week 5 or something like that. And they're underdogs when they're fully healthy.
It's so weird.
Something's weird about that, right?
Weird. And
Exactly.
they're not coming off, oh, we just sneaked one out. Darnold looked
Yeah,
good.
they just beat
last
Seattle.
week.
Yeah,
They
it
looked
was a
good.
high scoring but good game. Yeah, and that's why I think maybe we'll be wrong. Maybe Vegas is onto something we don't know about, but I think Green Bay's a little overrated right now, and I think that's what's leading into the spread. I think they're good, but for that, I'm taking Minnesota +1. They got to prove to me that they're not worth taking on an underdog. You know, that just seemed like a
You
layup.
called it. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. You were like, it's hard for me to pick against the Vikings at this point in time. And I didn't even realize. I think they're on like a 7-game winning streak.
Probably
Some crazy
yeah.
shit.
And they're home, and this is a game that again they're another team trying to get the 1 seed. They play Detroit next week, so if they win this game, you play Detroit next week, a chance to get the 1 seed. I think they know what's in front of them. I think they're going to come prepared as long as everyone's on the field and healthy. I love Minnesota +1. Love Minnesota money line. This is going to be my confidence pick. I'll tell you
all right.
that. Oh,
All
for
right.
sure.
Put a star next to it.
Yeah, I will.
What, the +1 or the money line?
Honestly, I would love to do both, but I'll probably just do the +1.
Okay.
And then over 48. I feel pretty good about that.
Dare I say, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this, as tough as it is, like a must-win for Minnesota.
Yeah.
It wouldn't look good. It screws up their playoff seeding chances, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Well,
it wouldn't
they
look
certainly
good.
would rather play Minnesota in the division or championship game than
So
go to
true.
Philly or go
Yup.
to Detroit. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's so true.
2 spots you don't want to
This
go to.
is their
Ralph.
playoffs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think they recognize that.
We'll
so.
see, guys. You heard our picks here, and we've done very well here. This game will show us who the Vikings are going into the playoffs.
I agree. Yeah, I think if they lose the game and it's really tight, it happens. But
That's true.
That being
Yeah, if
said,
they win by a
that
field
being
goal or
said,
something,
I mean,
yeah.
shit. I don't know. They probably aren't looking at spreads, but if I'm someone on the Vikings and I can get this information, like, hey, you guys know you're underdogs this week, I'd be like, hey, how the fuck are we underdogs? We're
Dude,
13-2,
it's
and
funny
we're
that
playing
you-
at home against a team we beat already.
With the
they
better
got-
record.
If they come out, I would take that with some disrespect.
It's funny that Mr.
We'll see
Rhea
what
took that as his confident pick because, guys, from what I saw, like scanning over the games this week, first thing that came to mind was I like the Vikings this week.
Yeah.
So I do like it as well.
Let's keep going. Last Sunday night game.
Sunday night football game, guys. Last game of the Sunday slate of games, Week 17, 2024 NFL, is Atlanta Falcons starting their rookie QB Penix against Washington Commanders coming off a win against the Eagles. Washington Commanders favorited by 4 points at Washington. Over under 47.5. Woo. And then obviously Commanders favored at to win. Do you want to take this one first?
Yeah, let me
this
take
is
this
an
one
interesting
first.
game.
Yeah, I got a good. I feel like I have a good pulse on how this game's gonna go.
Ooh, really?
So there's one thought that's going through my head. You know how we played football, we watched football long enough. A lot of our viewers, obviously. I feel like correct me if I'm wrong. Comment if you think differently. But a lot of times when a team comes off a really emotional game like Washington just went through, right?
Okay.
That Philly game, that was crazy. I mean, they
Mhm.
should have lost that game. They had the late comeback, big celebration. It was all wild. They tend to have a letdown afterwards.
I see what you
That
mean.
does happen
I see
a
what
lot,
you mean.
right? Now, I think the fact it's a night game, they have a little extra time to prepare, and they're going against a rookie quarterback bodes well for them. So, with that being said, I'm going to take Atlanta +4.
Ooh.
Going to do it.
I'd feel better about if it was +5 or +7,
me
but I
too.
see what you mean.
Me too.
I do see
Me
what you
too.
mean.
Me too.
And the Falcons' defense looked amazing.
It's played better
the
the last few
2
weeks. Yeah, the last few weeks it's played better. So I'm taking Atlanta +4. That being said,
I like it. Now that I think about it more, I like that.
I'm
pick.
taking
I
the
like that
under.
pick.
I'm taking the under 47.5.
Ooh, okay. That's
And
high.
I'm
That's
taking
high.
it's a little high, and I'm taking Washington money line. Now, the spread is the only thing I wouldn't say I'm the most confident
Okay.
about here. I
Okay.
could see Washington blowing the brakes off them or winning by 7, 10, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that happening, but I just think Atlanta. They're also playing for their playoff lives. Washington coming off an emotional win, Sunday night game. Anything can happen. Penix another week under his belt. I think it'll be a little bit tighter. At least early on, I expect it to be tighter. And then we'll see how that closes out. But I'm going to ride with the Falcons spread here. I'm going to take the under, and we're going to go Washington money line. I do think they win the game.
Guys, I'm not even going to keep you up because he literally just said it all, and that's exactly how I feel as well. I like the Commanders to win the game. Commanders technically are the better team. If everything goes to plan, on paper, Commanders should win this game, even though the Falcons are a very talented team in their own right, and it's a must-win for their division.
Definitely.
So, I remember we were speaking about that before.
Yep.
I like the under for 2 reasons. It's a tad bit high, and also Falcons defense is good, and Commanders defense aren't no slouch, and I like them going against a rookie on the road.
That's the interesting part. Yeah. They're well coached.
You know what I mean? And then, and even though they have the pieces, I feel like they haven't been utilizing them, or people haven't been going too off for the Falcons offense. Excuse me, guys. And then the only thing I'm going to say different, and it's not my most confident, I want to give the Falcons +4, but if everything goes according to plan in my head and on paper and the past with both these teams, Commanders should win by 4, so I'm going to give them -4.
Okay.
But because it's Sunday Night Football, because it's a must-win for both teams, you know what I mean? It's just everything's kind of like, just keep that in mind when you guys make this pick, because I'm sure a lot of you are thinking what I'm thinking, like, oh, I like Commanders -4. They got Daniels, they got Michael Penix. There's other aspects and a lot of things affecting this game.
A lot of storylines.
I can see why the line is what it is. I want to give the Falcons +4, but I will take Commanders -4.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Christmas treat.
All right, guys, we're gonna do it for you this week. Monday night football game. So if all of our picks fuck up on Sunday and you're down $8,000, you can put 16,000 down on this Monday night football
Bet
game.
responsibly, guys.
Bet
Come on
response.
now.
I'm just kidding with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys kidding with you. But actually, with that said, bet very responsibly. Do it for fun. And me and Rhea have always said, we're not saying this is the golden rule here, but it's smarter just to pick 1 or 2 that you really like. Put
your bucks on 1 or 2 picks you love.
That
That's why
you
we do our
like throughout the
confident
week.
picks at the end, right?
And
That's what it's all
a
about.
lot of them have been 2 out of 3. We
Right.
even lose a lot of some of our confident picks. So
Right.
that just goes to show you anything can happen, guys, if you actually put money on this stuff. So be careful.
Yep. You want to kick this one off with your team?
Monday Night Football.
Who's in? Who's out? Give me the scoop. What's
All
going
right,
on?
ready for Dre Greenlaw's been shut down
Okay.
for the season.
Okay. Niners are eliminated, right?
Niners are eliminated. We have no running backs left. Taylor didn't look good. With that said, Lions actually have more people on the injury list than the Niners, which is kind of
crazy.
unbelievable.
That shows how deep they are.
And guys, I don't know if you're looking at this. When I looked at this game, I was like, what are we? +13? It's +3.5 against
Another
the best
weird one.
team in the league.
Another weird one.
And we just lost to the Dolphins in a pick'em who we should have beat.
Yep.
Be very, very careful
Yeah.
in this game. This is coming from a Niners fan.
Yeah.
I like the Lions to win, to win.
Yeah.
Money line. I'll give the Niners +3, but guys, I do not feel confident about that. I'm almost doing that as a cop-out. If the Niners end up pulling it out somehow, wow, at least I hit one of them. Niners +3 for that reason, and a half. Lions to win money line. I think Lions should win this game, guys, even on the road. Don't forget last year's NFC Championship game.
Sure.
That's still
Very
fresh on the
close game
Lions'
when they both
minds.
were healthy, yeah.
I would love the Niners to do good, but the Lions have their team, and also, guys, the Lions' offense has looked really good. And our secondary isn't necessarily our strong suit when it comes to our defense. They're great players, but they're not our linebacking or defensive line core. I like the Lions. I'm going to give the Niners the points in case they pull up the upset. As far as over-under 50.5, I know what you all are thinking. Oh, over. I like the under. I think this game ends in the 40s. I don't know where, but I think this game ends in the 40s.
We're very much, actually, pretty much aligned. I would say I'm taking the Lions -3.5.
I was going to at first.
That's also going to be another confident pick. Spoiler alert for me. I just think there's something very odd about that. Maybe not the spread, but
it is weird, right?
It's just low to me.
They should be plus
and maybe it's the whole Goff on the road thing. Although it's in San Fran, I don't know, but. San Fran, they lost that game to Miami last week, and they've only been more injured since.
That one was demoralizing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll play better. I don't know if Bosa's playing. I don't know if you know anything
He should
about
play
that.
in Bosa.
Okay.
He should play in Bosa.
That's part of probably why that's where it's at.
Okay.
But we're gonna go Lions -3.5, guys. We're gonna take the under. I'm with you on that. I think this game does have
I like the
mid to
under
high
in this
40s.
game.
Yeah, mid to high 40s, but I'm feeling like a 30 to 17, maybe a 27-14 type of win for the Lions. Tread carefully with that one. But I'm going to take the under, and then I'm also going to take Detroit money line, of course. And just to kind of roll with the punches there, I guess, or roll right with it, I'll give you my first confident pick, and that's I'm going to go Lions money line. I'll take the safe route. I won't take the spread, but my first confident pick is going to be Lions money line. My second confident pick is going to be Minnesota +1. And my third pick, and you guys always know I like to get a little juicy here. I like to get one that's like a little bit fun, a little bit out there. So we're going to go Eagles -7 as our third one.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, even without even knowing the QB.
Yeah, we got to get a little spicy, guys. We only got this week and next week, and then it's all over. So
that's an
I
interesting
I like getting a little spicy. So again, my confident picks, if you couldn't hear me, Lions money line, Minnesota +1, Eagles -7. Go ahead.
Okay.
What do you feel?
Okay, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Guys, my 3 confident picks of the week are something about the Panthers +8 is hopping off the page to me. I like Panthers +8. You want to give it a little star next to it?
Yep.
I know it sounds crazy, but it really was something I was thinking about. I said it in the video. I like Minnesota. I should just take their money line, but since they're getting a point, I like the Minnesota +1 as a star.
That's 2 for us.
That's my second confident pick. And my third one, since I'm picking on a whim, will be a spicy one. Ooh. All right, guys. We got...
What are you thinking?
I got a fun one for you guys. I got a fun one for you guys.
Let me hear it.
Ready for it? And it makes no sense. Browns +6.5 against the Dolphins.
After all we said about
Browns
DTR?
+6.5 plus Dolphins.
I honestly hope that hits now.
You like it, right? It's kind of a good one.
Just because you said it.
All right,
man.
guys.
All right. That's it, man. That's it. One more week left, bro. I'm glad we got to do this in person.
Guys, let's also remind you, me and him were talking about this. We can't wait for the playoffs to start. Yeah. So it's fewer games. We'll really diagnose them. We'll have a full 30, 40 minutes to go over 6 games. You know what I mean? 7 games. Yeah. Next week is week 18. We don't know if starters will be in. We don't know if some teams are already in the playoffs, aren't in the playoffs. It's a very weird week of football to pick, as well as week 1.
Yeah.
So next week we will be doing the video. Just keep in mind.
We'll probably be back on Zoom next week.
Of course. We'll be back. But just, you kind of get what I'm saying with the 18th. So what do you have to say to that?
I just want to say one last thing, and you can hit stop right when I finish. It's a life lesson that Furio Janta once told me in The Sopranos. Bet with your head, not over your head.
Guys, listen to what this man's saying. Happy holidays, guys. Love all you. See you again next week. Thank you so much.
Peace.